I came to my office and just found that they'd vandalized the whole thing and taken the computers, and they were found out in the bush. And it was obvious that they'd done it on a rainy day so that I could never get anything back. And it's difficult. All you do is go to the police and they know nothing. And then I went to Indiana, and when I was in Indiana, I then heard from, I think from women's organizations, that there was Ithaca Cities of Asylum. And eventually then got to be contacted by someone from Ithaca Cities of Asylum. It's like activism that has no place being given a place.
Ithaca City of Asylum helps find writers who are being persecuted in their native country for their work. And if we didn't help out, the writers' work may be lost to civilization as a whole because their creativity in their native country would be squashed. So once we find a writer that we think might be comfortable here in Ithaca, we invite them to come. They may accept, at which point we get them settled and basically, introduce them to society here in Ithaca.
Ithaca City of Asylum not just hosts the writers, but also Ithaca City of Asylum publishes their 2 books, gives them the opportunity to perform and to read and to talk to people in the communities, not just at Cornell or Ithaca College, but everywhere around here, lots of places, different places.
By bringing somebody to our community who's been threatened because of their artistic work in their home country is educating people here about this oppressive situation. It touches us at a very human level to hear about their experience and to participate in their work. And it builds the common ground and the common understanding that we need in order to really support these individuals.
We were involved in the movement for human rights and social justice. And in 2005 and 2006, there was a feeling that the government retreated from the reformist agenda and they pursued more militaristic and very neoliberal authoritarian rule. So against that, lots of artists and lots of different scientists and intelligentsia came out. I had 3 concussions. So it's 1989, I was attacked by the Soviet troops. And then in 2005, I was attacked by some unknown people. I just don't know. Nobody knows who these people were. We were arrested a number of times, me and my friends who were there working with us.
Neo Žižekistoba, Tony Negrida Chlistoba, Oboba, Chemo Aristopan, Karrieristoba, Da Aperistoba, Insi, Wincy Spider.
Polyphonic discourse is reflecting the diversity of human personality and society in general. It does have non-conflicting and conflicting different languages at the same time, and different discourses and different narratives.
One day, Western Georgian women decided to mark a checkpoint in global civilization, and checkpoint between singularity, particularity, and universality. And they have declared, Uime, waime, waime, uime, waime, waime.
He does a marvelous presentation with students and other professors, constantly thinking of new ways to break through languages. I mean, he's just out there. It's just amazing, creative genius.
Why don't you get nude? Because you're afraid to be rude?
长河流逝，阳光在废墟上铭刻字迹。哦，命运，如果你承负，任从不幸，你将不再惆怅，失去的正在到来。
Sunlight etches into ruin. Oh, it's destiny to shoulder it, accepting agony. Regret falls away in loss, a new morning.
He and his family were really living at a disadvantage, and he certainly, like most of our writers, he wasn't he was safe physically, but he wasn't in a place where he could progress or develop or have a lot of time to write. He had already been living in other countries, and shortly before they came to us, they were living in New York City. He was working in a kitchen somewhere. He didn't have much English. He had been in his own country a professor, a poet, a writer.
那个1979年的这个西单民主墙的运动，也参加了1989年的天安门广场的民主运动，受到了当局的一些迫害吧，也失去了工作。
He was asked, stop teaching, and because all the school, the teacher asked at that time, you have to keep the same opinion, same stand with the government.
To have a couple like Lin and Yiping and as our first guests, so warm, so generous, always opening their home to other people, it was almost like bringing family home.
And what can I do for you, Sissy? You asked that when you made me bring this baby into the world. I'm one person whose life has been standing still for almost 2 years now. I used to teach teenagers, so I wanted them to read about some of the problems that happen, you know, like students leaving school, they are pregnant, and then just to enable students in a class to discuss some of the issues that face them. People get to know about the situation in your country. I don't think many people knew about Swaziland before Ithaca City of Asylum hosted me. These people who all of a sudden have nowhere to do anything. They have nowhere to even bury their dead. It was getting worse and worse. I just teach Zulu classes and the writing seminar. I try to introduce students to Southern Africa as a region. It's a women writing class, so we pick writers from the different countries. Talk generally about patriarchy in the region.
Yes. Well, this girl at my school, she got pregnant our senior year, and the town is really conservative. So if she told the principal that she was pregnant, they would have had to make her go to like bad kids school, and they would have made her go there even though she was fine in school just because she was pregnant.
Yeah, but in that situation, in the Swaziland situation, you lose out because you have to leave this school and then have the baby. And then it depends on what your family does with the baby. And then if they want you to go to another school and they want to support you because they feel that you are responsible still.
Bringing Professor Makanza here has benefited so many students and provided the community with so much. And I hope that Ithaca, in some ways, is providing Professor Makanza a refuge.
But also appreciate the fact that it's a question that we always have to engage. Who am I in this situation? How do I feel about it? What is lacking? How can I create myself in this role?
Since 2001, Ithaca City of Asylum has provided sanctuary to writers whose works are repressed, whose lives are threatened, whose languages are endangered, and whose cultures are vanishing.
I did much more than I even expected. So, and that was entirely credits to the Ithaca City of Asylum.
写了很多的短诗，包括了很多的散文和政论文。这是一段对我非常有帮助的时间吧。我非常感谢这个项目。
Now, therefore, I, Eric Rosario, Acting Mayor, City of Ithaca, on behalf of Carolyn K. Peterson, Mayor of the City of Ithaca, do hereby proclaim October 2nd, 2011 as City of Asylum Day in the City of Ithaca. Congratulations.
Getting support from an organization that's like Ithaca City of Asylum is something that is just a godsend for those people. It's something that makes people feel, oh, so I've been saying this and somebody cares finally, you know. If